Hello, living in Boulder Vlog for October 24th, maybe? Can't remember. It's Monday, 2021. Um, yeah, I was slacking the last few days on my vlogs. I'm working on a really big project. Maybe I'm overwhelmed. I even bought weed. I just got weed. Oops, I'm not supposed to talk about drugs. That's why I deleted my last video. Kirsten said I needed to not talk about drugs. Anyway, it's Colorado. It's legal. Anyway, yeah. Uh, I'm currently just in build mode, so I'm just trying to kind of relax as much as I can into uh, working all the time and not really thinking about strategy or how long it's going to be to finish, so I don't kind of overwhelm myself, just sit there and work. So, because yesterday I found a new thing to do, which is good. Um, I just kind of off the cuff typed population of Rome, like ancient Rome population on YouTube. And I saw a video that showed the population of it every year. And at the end, it had its references, but it just had some person's name and the date. So I decided I didn't even want to waste time looking for it. I just downloaded the video, and now I'm copying. I just did screen captures of every year, and now I'm just writing it down. Figure that's just as fast as. But yeah, maybe I should have looked. I just didn't feel like it. It comes with the um, the uh, the graphic of it too, so I could use that at the beginning to build things on it. But so yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just writing down um, the population every year, and then I'll copy that onto my timeline. Um, yeah, in retrospect, I should have just looked for the book, but I didn't want to risk it, I guess, costing money and also waste the time looking for it. But I should have, because it kind of has taken a long time to write it down. But anyway, I'm psyched about having the date, like the year and population, because it's Rome, and Rome is interesting, but not just for the empire, but also after the empire. I wanted to think about Rome after the empire, because it didn't just lose population. It stayed a populous city, you know. The Roman Empire was taken over, but Rome wasn't even the capital of the Roman Empire for a couple hundred years. So it just got taken over by other management, and but the people kept living there, and it kept being a big city. So that would be an interesting time period to kind of imagine. There should be a movie about this people in the city of Rome. If it's really big, but it's like the year 500. And it's controlled by the Lombards. Anyway, so I did all the screen captures for like 753 BC until 1000 AD, until it got down to 19,000 people, the smallest. It still had like a lot of people, like 40,000 when and 800 when Charlemagne went there. It didn't get smaller until after that. But 19,000 people, like that's tiny. So it'd be cool to build it like that on Google Earth. So yeah, I did all the screen captures, and then I did I wrote the dates down, and now I'm doing for 80, and now I'm doing BC. So I have most of them to do in BC. I slept in today. I was eating candy. I got this big bag of candy, and I think that made me sleep. But after I write in all of the dates, I'm gonna then paste it onto my timeline, like on my website, and then I'm gonna build it, or maybe not, but I will immediately go over on Google Earth and paste the population down. I think I may have already I already built it by decade. So then I'll put that into the timeline I built, or the Google Earth timeline. My website timeline is got pasted onto Google Earth, so I'll put that on there. And then eventually, I think what I want to do is actually have each year be its own Google Earth file, KMZ file. So I Google Earth the entire evolution of the city of Rome, exactly how it looked, because now I have the population for every year, not just important pivotal moments, but every single year. Because on this video I got, if it changes like a certain number of people, 100 people or whatever a year, you just have your outskirts neighborhood, and like the development neighborhood, and then you just have it growing or receding into the public space, like the park, and then just have a certain order of how it goes up and goes down in population, like which direction it grew when it first started, and then also when it shrank. I think the part of Rome that existed like when it had 19,000 people was in Via Flaminia, Region 9, and the flat part next to the river. So you just do it accordingly, have each building represent a certain number of people, and explain it all crystal clear. That'll be really fascinating. So I think that's what I want to do after I found that. I was kind of back in my head wanted to do it, but then I found all the dates. I was like, oh wow, look, dates each year. Okay. So I was building this book I got about. It's called Urbanization of Latium Vetus, and it's this area of I want to say 16,000 hectares. It's 15 kilometers northeast of Denver, Rome, like the closest still natural area around Rome where they could still do archaeology. And they found, they showed these dots, this little area, and then they have an area shown in different categories, like steepness, distance from water, soil type. I think I counted like 200 or something, 190 archaeological sites there, and then they have a bunch of graphs saying like how many towns they found of what size, like 1 to 2, 0 to 2 hectares, up to like 22 to 24 hectares in increments of 2 hectares, with all the numbers like this. It was 34 for 0 to 2 hectares, and then they give the exact number. So in the Bronze Age, I think. So I put all the Google Earth. I aligned it all and put them all the sites on Google Earth, and then I put on all the cities of distance from water area 1. But yeah, I'm just gonna put all the cities in for the exact size of that area, everything that's in the book, and then I have these little circles that show the size, like in the range, like small range of the city, big range, and you can see both of it. I put that up first, but then I'm going to use that to actually trace like the walls, and then build little huts inside. And I was thinking about copying like a circle village with the huts, and then I can just do a screen capture of that, and I can paste it in to make it like the population. So I'd illustrate the population just on images of huts. So And they would be 3D like in the main exemplary one. So yeah, just do all the different categories. I think they have the exact number that they found on all the different time periods. But but then I decided they have this. I have my like rainbow like areas out from the center in increments of 1 kilometer, and I was gonna the first one up to 1 kilometer radius. It was supposed to be farms. I think they said in the Orientalizing Age, so at the very beginning of room, you have like the city, and then 1 kilometer out, the farms, and then it's towns, villages, so 1 to 4K or hectares, and then farms, and then villages B, which is up to 100, up to 1 hectare, and then farm. So I wanted to make the inner circle like all farms. So I have Envato Elements, so they happen to have like a cornfield, and I got the snapshot of it, the biggest that I could get because the cornfield was diagonal when I saw it, and happened to be pretty much the same size as a real cornfield. Like real cornfield, 5 across was like 5 meters or something. No, 5 across was 4.66 meters. And it was just like 6 across for that, 6.5. So yeah, I didn't have to. Maybe I should have, because I wanted to do it, and that's just happened to be how big 1 hectare was. So I have these little chunks of hectare. I'm like high right now. Anyway, taking up this whole area. I already pasted trees, like big chunks though, onto it of these images, so I don't see anything below it. It's all natural. I just get the shape of the earth. But on the inner circle, I put all the farms in chunks of 1 hectare facing in, so I can number them. I think it was 8 rows, so 8 circles, concentric circles, and then I number them as they go around, so I can identify ones if I want to make individual ones pop up on top of something I build on there. Like if I just want to put it on top of the trees. I want to experiment with, you can create, things on Google Earth with lots of different pasted images on, and then you just layer them. Yeah. And then you can get this, if you have square ones and circle ones, and then you can kind of shape them. So I also found out just suddenly, kind of like a light bulb going off over my head. Figured out how I wanted to Google Earth the 7 hills, because I wanted to put a certain image over them to accentuate them, but make it still look natural. So then I realized, let's just paste trees. So I got just areas. I think it was oh man, I need to fill my water. It's too loud. Maybe 20 trees or something, like 1/3 of a hectare or something, not that big. And then also one that was kind of just dirt. And I pasted those around the Palatine Hill, and and then all the hills actually, starting with the Palatine Hill. And I don't think I completely finished all of them, just the big ones. And then I'll go in and tweak it with to make a good balance between just kind of more sparse trees and maybe in the middle a little patch of dirt. And that's kind of what the 7 hills will look like at the very beginning of Rome. When they start to cultivate it. But I can, with the images of the farms, I can actually also, and I've never done this, but it's got I think it was 75 around. And then the next one was 68 or something, a little bit less. But so it was a couple hundred, but I could just duplicate that folder, and then you could just go in and change what the image is. So I could go in and program the image for something else, and then that's how I could, barren, and that's how I can make it look exactly how I want to. But another reason I put all those farms on there was so that I could copy like the entire 2 kilometer diameter circle around the center of Rome, and then paste that circle over all of the other ones. Because the one next to Rome, like as the circles go out, is Fidenae, and that's the one where this archaeology area is found all those sites. Rome is like 16 kilometers from Fidenae, so it goes out like eight levels. So I wanted to whenever we get to, I guess, the Orientalizing age, when they use the concentric, grid circles for the cities, and with 3 to 4 tier, so 3 to 4 levels of village size, city, town, village, hamlet. But there's only 2 in the Bronze Age, so that's what I'm working on now. But out of the sites, I just wanted to know how to program in. So it's, I guess I'll be working on the Fidenae and Rome, but just because I was working on the Google Earth more on Rome, I decided I wanted to do Rome more. I just got super focused, so I'm kind of shelving that book with all those sites just up there in Latium Vitas to build the Severan Wall, which I haven't ever built. I just located the most of the gates, so I want to build that. So I've kind of got a lot of stuff backed up. The numbering the population of Rome every day, because I only found that yesterday, and the video was only uploaded 2 months ago, so the timing is pretty good. Yeah, population of Rome every year. Onto Google Earth. I have to write it first off of those images, but then put it onto Google Earth, and maybe my website too, and then finish doing putting the trees on top of the hills, and yeah, I think that'll look good. And then I'm gonna put images to represent the lakes. Have I done that? I think I did that with Boulder, maybe. But like, instead of just doing a polygon tool with the color of like water, I'm actually gonna get a screen capture of an actual lake, and just put that on Google Earth where they are, because it looks better, looks more realistic that way. Both from like a distance and also when you're up close. It's really important when you're up close that the images that you're putting on top of the earth are high res, because it kind of, when it gets like pixelated, it kind of takes you out of it. But as long as you can still see, then you feel like you're actually there. So so that's another thing that I want to do. And yeah, then I can proceed to, like, now that I have the population, I think I'll just build like Rome, when the Servian Wall was put in, and all the important parts. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to actually build Rome, like, actually be there. There's I think like where the original high class houses were facing towards the east from the Palatine Hill, looking into the Forum, and so that'll be interesting to write. Anyways, I've talked long enough. Keep it under 20 minutes. Try to do my video tomorrow. Got a roommate. I think he's gonna move in on the 5th, so gotta hang here by myself and relax and just see how much work. It's great to be all alone where I can just focus. So just see how much I can get done. catch up to myself. Okay, who knows where I'll be tomorrow? Talk to you tomorrow.